From the moment Rassie Erasmus stepped into the world of elite rugby, he has been a figure who commands attention. Loved, feared, debated, rarely does anyone leave a conversation about him indifferent. But what is it about this man that has made him one of the most formidable figures in modern rugby? To understand, we need to look past the trophies, past the accolades, and dive into the methods that define his reign. Erasmus's journey is not one of luck. Born in Despatch, South Africa, he carved a path first as a player, and then as a coach that would see him rise through the ranks with remarkable speed. His early years as a centre gave him an innate understanding of the game's nuances, the subtle interplay between attack and defence, the importance of reading the opposition, and the ability to make split-second decisions under pressure. It's these lessons from his playing days that would form the foundation of his coaching philosophy. His approach to leadership is unlike many in the rugby world, where some coaches prioritize camaraderie or charm. Erasmus prioritizes preparation, accountability, and mental toughness. Players under him often speak of an intensity that is almost palpable. Every training session, every strategy meeting is a test, not just of skill, but of discipline and mindset. It is this relentless pursuit of excellence that has earned him both admiration and controversy. What truly sets him apart, however, is his ability to read a game before it even unfolds. Opponents have noted that South African teams under Erasmus often seem 2 steps ahead, not by chance, but by meticulous planning. The structures he puts in place, the plays he designs, the psychological frameworks he builds, all converge to create a team that is predictable in its unpredictability. And this is where the fear comes in. To face a Springbok side under Rassie is to face a team that is prepared for every eventuality, that adapts seamlessly, and that executes with ruthless precision. But it's not just strategy, it's the aura of authority. Erasmus carries himself in a way that signals control without needing to assert it constantly. There's a tension in the room when he walks in, a blend of respect and apprehension. Players are pushed to their limits, but they emerge sharper, more confident, and capable of extraordinary feats on the field. Critics may call it authoritarian, fans call it genius. And yet, for all the discipline, there is an undercurrent of boldness that defines Erasmus's style. He is willing to take risks that others would shy away from, making decisions that spark debate across rugby communities worldwide. Some hail him as a visionary, others see him as unpredictable, even dangerous. It's this duality that fuels the narrative around him and keeps the rugby world watching with bated breath. What happened next would cement his reputation as a coach, not just of skill but of character, and one whose methods provoke awe and discussion in equal measure. The first defining moment of Erasmus's coaching career didn't come with a trophy. It came with a question. How far could a team go when every player is mentally engaged, not just physically prepared? His philosophy has always been clear. Rugby is as much a battle of minds as it is of bodies. He instills a culture where every player understands not just their role, but the reasoning behind it. There is no hiding behind talent alone. Preparation and intelligence are the currency of success. Erasmus's tenure with the Springboks has been a testament to this principle. Even before the 2023 Rugby World Cup, he was laying foundations that extended beyond the field. Training camps became laboratories for experimentation, where new formations, tactical adjustments, and psychological strategies were tested. Analysts would watch and take notes, but even they often couldn't anticipate the exact combinations he deployed during high-stakes matches. It wasn't merely unpredictability, it was intentional, a chess game executed on a pitch. Yet for all the planning, Erasmus understands the human element. Players are individuals with pressures, doubts, and ambitions. He studies them, motivates them, and when necessary, challenges them. Stories from insiders reveal moments where he pushed athletes to confront their own limits, forcing them to make choices that defined careers. Some would crumble under the intensity, others would emerge transformed, capable of decisions on the field that seemed almost instinctual. This is the hallmark of a coach who doesn't just teach tactics, he molds character. But controversy is never far from his methods. Critics point to moments where his decisions have been questioned, selecting players unexpectedly, making last-minute tactical shifts, or publicly challenging team norms. To some, it seems ruthless, To others, it's brilliance in action. It's this polarizing quality that fuels discussion worldwide. Whether hailed as a visionary or criticized as merciless, Erasmus leaves no one indifferent. The Springboks opponents know this. To play against a team molded by Rassie is to face a side that adapts in real time, that studies weaknesses relentlessly, and that thrives under pressure. It is this meticulous preparation, combined with calculated audacity, that has made Erasmus's teams nearly impossible to predict, and almost impossible to overcome. And yet, beneath the intensity lies an almost paradoxical patience. He waits for the right moment to strike, for patterns to emerge before making his decisive moves. It's not chaos disguised as strategy, it's order cloaked in pressure, a methodical shaping of outcomes that often leaves rivals questioning how they were outmaneuvered so completely. What happened next would push the boundaries of his reputation even further, leaving the rugby world divided, intrigued, and watching with sharp focus. Erasmus's tactical philosophy is a study in contrasts, aggressive yet disciplined, adaptable yet structured, bold yet calculated. He understands the fine balance between taking initiative and controlling risk. Where some coaches rely on instinct or momentum, Erasmus leans on meticulous analysis. Every opposition, every scenario, every player movement is considered, dissected, and incorporated into his overarching game plan. One of his signature approaches is the layering of strategies. The Springboks don't simply react, they anticipate. Defensive systems are designed to channel opponents into areas where the team can dominate. Attacking schemes are orchestrated to exploit subtle weaknesses. Yet he avoids predictability. The same framework can yield vastly different outcomes depending on the moment, keeping opponents guessing while empowering his players with clarity about what to do when the unexpected arises. Equally notable is his psychological insight. Erasmus recognizes that rugby is a mental battlefield. He pressures players to make rapid decisions, fosters resilience in the face of setbacks, and creates an environment where confidence is earned daily. This mental conditioning isn't flashy, it's invisible to the untrained eye, but it's often the difference between a team that wavers and a team that thrives under pressure. Off the field, its impact is no less profound. Players speak of his presence as transformative. He demands accountability, encourages self-reflection, and instills a sense of ownership in every aspect of preparation. Under Erasmus, responsibility is shared, but never diluted. Each individual knows their role, their influence, and the consequences of their choices. It is this attention to both detail and character that has turned South Africa into a powerhouse respected and feared in equal measure. Yet controversy remains intertwined with his methods, from unconventional selections to public disputes with rivals and officials. Erasmus has never shied away from challenging norms. To some, these moments are proof of arrogance. To others, they reveal a mind unbound by convention, willing to innovate at any cost. His willingness to challenge the status quo has made him both admired and polarizing, a figure whose brilliance cannot be denied, but whose methods ignite debate. And while his strategies are widely studied, even opponents often struggle to grasp their full depth. What appears spontaneous or reactive on the field is frequently the culmination of weeks or months of planning, observation, and adaptation. Opponents may feel prepared, but Erasmus thrives on creating scenarios where preparation meets unpredictability. What happened next would take his influence to a global stage, solidifying his reputation as a coach whose intellect and audacity redefine this. Leadership is often spoken of in vague terms, but under Erasmus it is concrete, relentless, and highly visible. He leads not by charm but by example and expectation. Every decision is deliberate, every instruction carries weight. Players learn quickly that his vision is absolute, yet he also invests in developing their individual leadership. Senior players are not just participants, they become extensions of his philosophy, tasked with enforcing standards and mentoring younger teammates. Erasmus's influence extends beyond the locker room. The culture he instills permeates every aspect of the Springboks operation. Fitness regimes, tactical drills, mental preparation, and recovery protocols are all interwoven into a single narrative of excellence. His insistence on discipline is not punitive. It is about creating a team capable of handling pressure without hesitation. Players speak of moments when his intensity is overwhelming, yet in hindsight they recognize the transformation it catalyzed. Yet the style is not without tension. Those who fail to align with his methods often face criticism, whether private or public. There is no room for complacency. Some view his approach as harsh, even controversial, but Erasmus's perspective is clear. The team's success outweighs individual comfort. This uncompromising attitude has created not only respect, but a degree of fear that underscores his nickname among peers, rugby's most formidable coach.
Part of his genius is also timing. Erasmus knows when to push, when to hold back, and when to allow players to find their own solutions. The balance between guidance and autonomy is delicate, yet under his leadership, the Springboks often find a synergy few teams achieve. The cohesion on display is not accidental, it is engineered. Every call, every movement, every strategy is designed to maximize collective potential while maintaining individual responsibility. Even off the pitch, his presence shapes perceptions. Opponents, media, and fans are all acutely aware that a team coached by Erasmus is a challenge not just physically, but mentally. The aura of preparation, analysis, and confidence creates a psychological edge long before the first whistle. And as the Springboks prepared for their next major test, the question lingered: could anyone truly match a team molded by Erasmus' intellect, rigor, and fearless approach? What happened next would force the rugby world to reckon with his lasting influence.
One of the most remarkable aspects of Erasmus's coaching is his ability to innovate without alienating tradition. Rugby is a game steeped in history, yet he approaches it with a willingness to challenge conventions. Set-piece strategies, defensive alignments, and attacking patterns are reimagined under his guidance, not for spectacle, but for efficiency and impact. Opponents often find themselves adjusting to innovations they didn't even anticipate, a testament to his foresight. Preparation under Erasmus is obsessive. Every session is purposeful, every scenario considered. Video analysis becomes a tool for anticipation rather than critique alone. Players are drilled not just on execution, but on reading the game and making split-second adjustments. It is this combination of knowledge, instinct, and mental conditioning that sets his teams apart. Yet, his methods are not formulaic. Erasmus understands that rigidity is the enemy of success. While structures are emphasized, adaptability is paramount. He cultivates a culture where players are empowered to recognize opportunities, improvise within the framework, and act decisively. The result is a team that looks cohesive and intentional, even in moments of apparent spontaneity. Beyond tactics, Erasmus's impact is deeply personal. Players often recount moments where his guidance changed the trajectory of their careers, instilling resilience, focus, and the confidence to make bold choices. The relationships he builds are transactional yet transformative. Every interaction designed to push individuals toward peak performance while serving the collective goal. The balance he maintains between control and freedom is delicate, yet it is at the heart of his genius. By merging mental toughness, strategic insight, and personal accountability, he creates teams that are both disciplined and dynamic. And as the rugby world watches, the question remains, how much further can one coach push the boundaries of what a team can achieve? Erasmus's influence is not limited to the immediate performance of his teams. It extends to shaping rugby culture itself. He has redefined expectations for coaching, emphasizing preparation, intelligence, and psychological resilience, as much as physical prowess. Young coaches now study his methods, aspiring to emulate the discipline, innovation, and leadership he embodies. A hallmark of his approach is his meticulous attention to detail. He studies opponents' tendencies, environmental factors, and even the smallest inefficiencies within his own team. Nothing is left to chance. By combining exhaustive preparation with adaptability, Erasmus constructs a team capable of responding to any situation, often in ways that surprise both allies and adversaries. His controversial reputation is part of the package. Decisions that defy conventional wisdom, player selections that raise eyebrows, and public challenges to tradition have all drawn criticism. Yet it is precisely this willingness to defy expectations that distinguishes him. He is unafraid of risk, confident in his analysis, and committed to outcomes over opinion. Players are acutely aware of the stakes. They know that under Erasmus, excellence is the baseline, not the exception. Every training session, every meeting, every match demands focus, effort, and intelligence. Those who rise to the challenge become stronger, sharper, and more capable than they believed possible. Those who falter are left exposed, not humiliated, but reminded that high performance requires consistency and commitment.
Perhaps what makes Erasmus most formidable is his ability to maintain control without micromanaging. He creates an environment where structure and autonomy coexist, where discipline is enforced but creativity is encouraged. It is this synthesis that has allowed the Springboks to thrive, adapt, and dominate at the highest level. And as his legacy continues to unfold, the question that lingers is unavoidable. Can anyone truly rival a mind as calculating, relentless, and visionary as Rassie Erasmus? Erasmus's ability to adapt under pressure is legendary. Situations that would unsettle most coaches are opportunities for him to test his team's resilience. He thrives in environments where uncertainty is high, turning moments of doubt into demonstration of preparation and clarity. Opponents often misread these moments as hesitation. In truth, they are calculated pauses designed to extract maximum performance from his players. His influence on player development is profound. Young athletes under his guidance learn not just the game, but how to approach it intellectually. Erasmus teaches anticipation, decision-making, and problem-solving. The Springboks do not merely execute plans, they interpret, adjust, and optimize them in real time. The mental agility he fosters is as essential to their success as physical conditioning or tactical knowledge. Off the field, he navigates media scrutiny and public expectation with precision. Erasmus understands that perception can affect performance. His interactions are measured, his messaging deliberate. While controversies often swirl around him, they rarely impact the cohesion or focus of his team. In fact, some argue that his willingness to challenge norms protects the Springboks from external distractions, giving them an edge over rivals. The results speak for themselves. Championships, accolades, and victories are only part of the story. Equally important is the culture he has built. A culture that prizes intelligence, accountability, and adaptability above all else. It is a culture that produces not only winners but innovators, thinkers, and leaders on and off the field. And as his influence spreads across rugby globally, one unavoidable question persists. Can anyone decode the mind of Rassie Erasmus before he makes the next move? Erasmus's legacy is intertwined with courage, the courage to defy expectation, to make hard decisions, and to push players beyond what they thought possible. He operates in a realm where calculated risk is part of strategy, and the pressure of leadership is met with unwavering focus. It is this combination of fearlessness and preparation that distinguishes him from his peers. He also possesses an uncanny ability to sense opportunity. Where others see risk, he sees potential. Small adjustments in strategy, subtle changes in positioning, and nuanced instructions all contribute to an advantage that rivals struggle to counter. It is in these details, invisible to casual observers, that Erasmus's genius becomes most apparent. Players speak of his methods with a mix of awe and apprehension. There is intensity in every interaction, every meeting, every drill, every decision is a test of focus, discipline, and intellect. Yet they also recognize the results: stronger, smarter, and more cohesive teams capable of meeting challenges head-on. His coaching transforms individual talent into collective mastery. The controversy that follows him is inseparable from his impact. Critics may decry his boldness, his confrontations, or his unconventional choices. Yet, each controversial decision is rooted in analysis, vision, and a desire for optimal performance. For Erasmus, success is measured not by consensus, but by results and growth. And as his career continues, the question lingers: how far can one mind push an entire sport toward a new standard of excellence? Erasmus's approach to preparation is holistic. Physical training, tactical rehearsal, and psychological conditioning are inseparable in his system. Every player is expected to understand the why behind each strategy, to internalize not just the motions, but the reasoning. It is this depth of understanding that allows the Springboks to execute with precision under pressure. His attention to detail extends to leadership succession. Senior players are groomed to make decisions, mentor teammates, and maintain team cohesion, even in moments of uncertainty. By decentralizing responsibility while maintaining a coherent strategy, Erasmus ensures that the Springboks operate as a unit capable of independent problem-solving. Opponents are acutely aware of the challenge he presents. To face a team under his direction is to face preparation, adaptability, and relentless mental discipline. It is this combination of tactical innovation, psychological insight, and leadership that has created a team feared across continents. Yet, for all the accolades and dominance, Erasmus remains a polarizing figure. Some view him as authoritarian, others see a visionary reshaping the landscape of rugby. It is this duality that keeps discussions alive, and the public engaged. His methods provoked debate, admiration, and sometimes even intimidation. And as new challenges arise, the enduring question remains: what will Rassie Erasmus do next to redefine rugby, and who can stand in his way? The final piece of Erasmus's legacy is perhaps the most enduring: influence. Beyond victories, beyond trophies, he has changed expectations of what a coach can achieve. His strategies, leadership style, and psychological insight are studied, dissected, and emulated by coaches worldwide. His fingerprints are visible not only on the Springboks, but on the evolution of modern rugby itself. The combination of fear, respect, and admiration he inspires creates a unique dynamic. Players are driven, opponents are wary, and fans are captivated. Erasmus has created a system where excellence is expected, innovation is rewarded, and mental toughness is non-negotiable. Every element of his philosophy converges to produce a team that is as adaptable as it is formidable. Controversy and debate will follow him throughout his career. Bold decisions, unconventional tactics, and uncompromising standards will continue to provoke discussion. Yet, the results speak louder than opinion. Under his guidance, South Africa has not only competed at the highest level, they have defined what modern elite rugby can look like. And as the rugby world watches, one truth becomes clear: Rassie Erasmus is more than a coach. He is an architect of legacy, a force of strategy, and a mind that will shape the game for generations. The question that remains is simple yet profound: can anyone match the vision, precision, and fearlessness of Rassie Erasmus?